Exactly.
You know what I
Our
mean?
walk is different in every way, shape, and form.
And not to cut you off, I remember the first young adults I went to. You even said like, Kayla's at this point right now, and I'm
Yes.
definitely here still trying to figure it
Yes.
out. Like that might have been before you even got
It
baptized,
was.
and you're like, yo, like I just need to know, like I gotta feel like I'm ready to go
Mhm.
and pursue this. So
Mhm.
like I witnessed what you're talking about.
Yeah. So like I said, I've seen what she was doing. I'm like, you know what, it looks good. Like I feel like when I'm ready, I'll get there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So there was times where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna start making it consistent.
Yeah.
So those Sundays, I started making it consistent. The times I was able to go to church, I went. Then my schedule changed. I had to work Sunday
I
mornings.
remember that. Yeah.
So
you
now
saying
I'm
that.
like, okay, church is out of the picture. You know what I mean? At this time, Kayla was still doing it. Kayla was still going to church. Kayla was still going to Bible study. And I'm like, I have none of that. You know what I mean? So then I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll get to it. Like, I can manage.
Did you lose
without
faith a little
it.
bit in that moment? Like, or did you even know, like, at some point you would get to where you're at now? Or was it like, were you kind of almost like, oh, I'm just trying this thing out to see if it's for me or not? Like, what were you leaning towards?
So I'm not going to lie. The whole thing that brought me to God was because I realized the hard way that I wasn't able to do life on my own.
Mm.
I was getting to the point where, like, I was very overwhelmed. I was breaking down. Like, I was trying to control everything on myself. You know what I mean? Like, I had complete control over my life, but it wasn't the right control that I needed. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, I was trying to manage everything on my own. And it, like I said, it got to the point where I was just very overwhelmed and I had to let go. And at that point, I joined the Bible study. And the first Bible study, I said to myself, I was like, all right, I'm nervous. Like, I feel like I'm going to be judged just by the way I look, like walking in
Yeah.
with all the tattoos. At the time, I had braids, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, I feel like everybody's going to look at me weird. Like, I'm going to be quiet. That first Bible study, I've talked more than like I thought I was going to,
Wow.
like ever. I opened up about things. I was sharing in each like different category they were talking about. Like, I felt comfortable.
Wow.
And at that moment, I was just like, I noticed like every time I'm in the presence of Christ, I feel the best.
Amen.
Those once out of like every couple of months I go to church, I feel my best. So at that time, I was like, I made a commitment to myself and was like, I'm going to start putting myself in front of Christ more in any way, shape, or possible than I have to. That's when I started continuously going to Bible study. The more I started going to Bible study, I started learning more and more and more. I started getting comfortable with how to pray.
Amen.
Like, it completely just turned a switch on me. You know what I mean? And I was like, if this is the life that I'm going to take now, I'm going to take it serious. By that time, when I really started taking Bible study serious, Kayla got baptized. So I'm like, wow, like this is a big experience for her, you know what I mean? And I could have been just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it with you. Like, I'm excited. No, I knew that like I said in the beginning, like her journey, she's way ahead. She's way further ahead than I am. You know what I mean? So this moment is for her right now.
Amen.
I'm not going to take that away from her. I'm not just going to be like, yeah, let me do it just to do it. Because I know getting baptized is something meaningful. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Like, it's supposed to mean something to you. So I
Yep.
said, I always told myself when I'm ready, like I'll know it. And that's when I'll take that leap.
Amen. So when does it come to, when do you decide that you want to get baptized? Like what is that moment where you're just like, okay, it's time? Why do you feel like, Kayla got baptized? Why wasn't it like 2 days later? Why did you, what happened in the next couple months that made you say today's the day?
So within those next couple of months, so many things changed in my life, like for the good. You know what I mean?
And what
Like,
kind of ways? What do you feel like? What do you feel
So-
like? How do you feel like you were changing in a way?
I was praying consistently. I bought a daily devotional book, and I don't even like to read. And
Facts.
I was continuously reading that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting more familiar with the Bible. I started
Amen.
praying every night because the Bible study helped me get more comfortable in praying. You know what I mean? At this point, I feel like I'm like already like 80% locked in. You know what I mean? But there was something that was still distracting me because I still kind of had hold of like my own life.
I
There
get
was some
that.
stuff that I didn't give to him yet. There was like I said, there was like a void that was kind of empty in my life still. Like, granted, I still had all those good things going on.
Can you expand on that a little bit? Like, as far as that void, like, and I'm only asking you this because there's a lot of people who feel like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people that felt the way you felt. So, like, when you say that, what do you mean by that? Like, you felt the void. Like, what were you feeling like pre-Christ?
Right. So with the void, it's like pretty much like I've seen and noticed all the blessings that God gave me. You know what I mean? Like he helped me start personal training again. He gave me great opportunities to work out of great places. Like started meeting great people. My mindset switched on so many different things. Like I started viewing things different. You know what I mean? Just the way I thought, like the music that I listened to, like everything. I just started seeing from a whole different perspective, and I still felt like there was something missing. So November kind of went fast for me, and it also kind of went very, very slow, because that moment in November is where I started really feeling like something was really missing. Like I'm going to Bible study, like I'm consistent with that. I'm consistent with praying. Like I'm have a great job right now. Like I'm still doing something I'm passionate about in training, but I'm like, yet there's still something missing. And I'm like, I don't understand what it is. You know what I mean? And at that point is when I started feeling like I'm getting like the nudge. You know what I mean? I'm like, this,
yeah,
I feel him. He wants me to do something.
Feel the pull.
So I asked Kayla, I said, babe, I was like, when's the next baptism? And she said, I'm pretty sure it's December 6th. I mean, it's October 6th. No, this is September,
Okay.
not November, because it was before my birthday.
Okay.
So this September felt long for me. So September felt long and short for me. So I was like, when's the next baptism? And she said, I'm pretty sure it's October 6th. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. I think it's my time. Like I'm being nudged. Like I feel like there's something still missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I made all the little changes that I needed. And now it's like, all right, now it's time to restart.
Yeah.
Hit that restart button. You know what I mean? Like I got myself to the point where I feel comfortable. And now it's like, all right, let me take this next journey. Like let me get baptized.
Amen.
And now that's when everything started opening up after that.
Amen. So talk about your baptism experience, because that was unique. Because I don't know if I've ever seen that before. So talk about like the day you got baptized and kind of everything that kind of happened that day.
I'm not gonna lie. October was that baptism was a very like emotional day for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's something I feel like I'm never gonna forget. So I signed up for it. I told my family. I told Kayla's family about it. They all came out to pretty much like support me and watch it. And I get baptized, and I'm on my way to the bathroom to change. I come out of the bathroom to come back in, and Kayla's grandfather meets me in the lobby, and he's like, you missed it. I'm like, what'd I miss? He was like, I got baptized in his street clothes. Like I was the only one planned. He got baptized in his jeans and a thermal. And I'm like,
wow.
Oh my God, like congratulations. Like I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? Like that's amazing. So I give him a hug, and I'm going to walk back up towards my family, and then I see my brother getting out of the tank in street clothes. Now that one really surprised me, because I never thought my brother was going to get baptized. He is the complete opposite of me, like night and day.
Never talked about Jesus, never talked about...
No.
Wow.
No. So when I seen him get out of the tub, I instantly ran over to him, met him in the aisle, turned him around, hugged him, told him I loved him, I'm proud of him. Then I walk back up, trying to find my parents again. Then my dad's getting out.
Sheesh.
And I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, at this point, I was overwhelmed, but it was a great overwhelmed feeling. You know what I mean? Like, it was just joy after joy and like
Amen.
Blessing on blessing at this point. And I'm just crying, and I see my dad get out, and I go up to the stage and I hug him. And that moment, like, it was just such a strong feeling. Like,
Amen, bro.
It was insane.
I wish I was there, bro. I didn't see any of that, but I heard it like the moment it happened. I think Kayla told Jaylene then told me, and I'm just like, nah, that's insane, bro.